Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Sunday session. Welcome to the Sunday session. It's another Sunday, the opportunity to learn, to grow, and become better people. I hope you're ready for today's learnings. I hope you're ready for today's learning. As usual, I'm going to wait a little bit, welcome you in, and as you come in, tell us who you are and where you're joining us from. And of course, as usual, I'm interested to see whether my friends from Bloemfontein, from the Northern Cape, from Namibia, Ghana, Zimbabwe, Botswana, Nigeria, whether they're on the line or not. Of course, I'm hoping that at some stage, Somalia will come on board. But Tanzania and Kenya, you always say we want to see you here online. So just give a holler to us, tell us where you're joining us from, so that I can welcome you warmly to this session. Today, I've got a few things to share with you. But I'm going to wait first to see who's joining us online. I'm going to wait a little bit to see who's here and joining us online. Hello everybody, we are live on the Sunday session, and today is session 4.4, which means we are on season 4, episode 4, and we are talking AI at risk. It's Cybersecurity Month, and that's why we're talking about cybersecurity. And for the first time today, I'm talking to someone who comes from cybersecurity. They don't come from AI. Of course, they engage with AI, but they come from cybersecurity. And that's important. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Now wait a little bit. I wanna share with you an initiative that I launched on Friday night. Today, I'm talking to Kitumeti. It's 3 minutes past 5, and I'm worried now. I'm getting worried that I can't see myself on YouTube. Okay, there we are. There we are. Let's see who's there. Let's see who's on YouTube. I can see Osteresa. Welcome. Welcome, Osteresa. Welcome. Welcome. Schaba. Welcome. Thank you very much, Schaba. Thank you, Osti. Andile Maduo from Bloemfontein, thank you. I can see there's about 20 of you. We're going to wait a little bit. But let me start by announcing, you know that this series that I'm doing is an Elevate Hair series. And it's in partnership with Women in Tech and Microsoft Elevate. And when we launched the series, we promised prizes. And 2 people won the prize. So 1 person won the prize 2 weeks ago. And the second winner is for this next 2 weeks. And the winners are Austeresa Muila. Austeresa Muila wins the first prize. As soon as they tell me what the prizes are, Austeresa will announce. I've sent you a picture and your numbers, your cell phone numbers, and they will contact you in time. Women in Tech will contact you in time to announce the prize to you. But congratulations, Austeresa. This win is because of your engagement with all the work that we're doing in this series. You are always online here every Sunday. You comment, you give suggestions, you get onto Facebook, you engage, and that's really, really appreciated. The second winner, who's the winner for the second 2 weeks, is Sylvester Molokwane. Sylvester, congratulations on your engagements. We know that when Sylvester is online, if people ask questions, Sylvester answers them. Sylvester, our AI enthusiast, is very active here on the YouTube channel as we talk about whether it's the free course by Elevator or the other free course that we offered for Microsoft. Sylvester is always there, and every weekend he's here congratulating people. So there are prizes that Sylvester and Austeresa will win. I haven't contacted you, but my hope is in time Women in Tech will contact you and congratulate you on your winning these prizes for your engagement. So please continue engaging, but also encourage people to take the free Microsoft AI course. It is free. They'll get 3 badges, internationally recognized badges. And when they complete the badges, they should put them up online on their social media pages. They should tag me so that other people can see what to get. It opens a whole lot of opportunities for people. So congratulations, Austeresa. It's very well deserved. You're always active, and we really appreciate your history, Austeresa, is a history of developing people. And you continue to do this even in your retirement, and you do it in so many ways, and especially women issues, girl issues, young people issues. You are there up front, and now AI issues, you are there up front, and we really appreciate it. So that's the first thing I wanted to announce today. The second thing that I want to announce today is that I'm sure you are aware, I don't know if you're aware, but on the weekend, on Friday night, I announced an initiative of awards, the Make Education Fashionable Awards. Make Education Fashionable, of course, is not new. Those who've been following me will know that I started the Make Education Fashionable campaign back in 2015. And the idea of Make Education Fashionable was really precisely that message, that education, we should make education fashionable on the social media space, because education is an equalizer. In my view, it is the most reliable equalizer. And we've ran that campaign since 2015, and through that campaign, we run it every first Friday of the year. So it's coming up in a month or so. We'll be online again, posting our pictures, our graduation pictures or our certificates or whatever, with the hashtag Make Education Fashionable, telling our stories of victory. The idea is that every one of us who's got a degree, a diploma, a certificate, any post-school qualification, has a story to tell. And in my view, it's a story of victory. And that story needs to be shared so that more people can be encouraged. They should know that actually it is possible for anyone to acquire higher education. And so it's in that context that we launched the Make Education Fashionable Awards. And so I've invited all of you to nominate people who are out there, who are doing a variety of things, and they're available, or they're doing variety of things, whether in agriculture, whether in entrepreneurship, whether they're doing research that focuses on solving African problems. We are inviting you to nominate them. We are also inviting you to nominate people who, Black African, South African women who have completed their master's or PhD degrees in mathematical sciences, any area of mathematical science, okay, any area of mathematical science, and we will select a winner from one of those. And the details are on my social media pages. Please go there. There's prizes to be awarded. You know, I've been to many awards, and all you get is a certificate. In many awards, not even a trophy. In this case, we're not just going to give you a trophy or certificate, we're going to give you money mula, cash, chelete, imali. 10,000 rands, okay? At the moment, it's 10,000 rands. It could go up depending on the sponsors who can come on board. So nominate people. We want people to win money. Money they can use either to throw into their businesses, or to go and travel somewhere, or to buy chocolate if that's what they want. But rather than sit online and beg for money, we're going to make you win money for the important research that you're doing. And we're giving 150,000 rands at the moment. There are donors that are funders that are coming on board. If we have more funders that come on board, the prices may go up. But this idea is about encouraging participation in post-school education. I am contributing my own money from my foundation to fund this initiative, and to make sure that indeed we make education fashionable, not only with the hashtags and our pictures, but also recognizing excellence. We're starting with 5 awards, and then the 6th award is going to be of the story that trended the most on social media. So on the first Friday of the month, of next month, of December, we're gonna share our stories. And if your story is trended, we're gonna be searching. There'll be people who will be looking at the most impactful story, and that person will be announced. At the moment, we're thinking it's one, but who knows? If we have more sponsors, it might be more. And at the Make Education Fashionable convocation on the first Saturday of December, we will announce the winners, including the winners of the people who shared their stories online. So this year is big. We're going big. We're not just giving a certificate for winning an award. We're giving you money. Did you hear me? Money. We will not dictate to you how you spend the money. We'll give it to you. It will be transferred into your bank account, and you will decide how you spend it. And that's what we mean by this. It's business. Okay? We know that money matters. Okay, we understand that. We don't waste money. So we give to people who've done work in these particular areas. And of course, tomorrow I'll explain. Tomorrow I'll be on screen. I'll explain how these categories came about. They all have to do with my journey, my professional journey. These areas that I'm focusing on in the five categories, and I'll explain tomorrow. But in the meantime, I invite you to look at the details, search for people to nominate them. Start thinking about your story, start writing it in a form that it will fit on the tweet, as a tweet, or as Facebook post, or on Instagram, or on LinkedIn, and we will go there. And of course, when you do that, as you know, for Make Education Fashionable, you tag me, okay? And you also use hashtag Make Education Fashionable, and we will select the winning stories, the most impactful stories. I've got a panel of judges who will make that decision, and then we will reward you with money. And our view is that your story matters. It's a story of victory. If you are a graduate of a TVET or any post-school education, university, TVET, agricultural college, or whatever, we don't just get there. We all have a story to tell, including myself. So watch out, participate, spread the word. Spread the word. Let's spread the good news. Okay, enough about preaching. Today, we are talking to a cybersecurity engineer, and I'm going to invite her to join me. I'm going to invite her to join me online, and so that we can get on with our topic, today's topic, on AI at risk. Let's see. We're talking about AI at risk. This is a very important topic because all of us are at risk. We use AI tools. We love using them. They are helpful to us, but they come with risks. And so it's important that we know how do we protect ourselves. But also it's important to know what could go wrong. And so we are approaching that discussion on what could go wrong by looking at other experiences. And Kitumeti is going to help us to do that. Let me spotlight Kitumeti so that you can see her properly. There we go. Kitumeti, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you so much for agreeing to talk to me today. I'm very delighted. I'm very delighted that you have agreed. And on X, when I told them I'll be talking about you, I said the beautiful Kitumeti, because you are so beautiful, and it's always wonderful. I get excited when I see young women who are as beautiful as you are, and they went into science and they did it and they graduated and here they are. And you are one of those. So what a pleasure to talk to you today. And Kitumeti, you studied mechanical engineering, right?
Yes, I did.
You studied mechanical engineering, and currently you are a cybersecurity engineer. By the way, I had never heard of a cybersecurity engineer. I heard it from you first. Okay. Now, how did it happen that you studied mechanical engineering and now you are a cybersecurity engineer?
Okay, so my path was a little bit different, like you're saying. So I was fortunate to join a company that was working in a few different industries. Mm-hmm. So initially when I joined, I actually thought I'd be working as a mechanical engineer. But as they took us through, when you're an intern, they take you through different parts of the company. So when we were going through cyber, they informed us about a branch of cyber called operational technology. Well, yeah, a branch of IT called operational technology, mm-hmm. which is the IT, the software and stuff that deals with equipment and machinery and things like that. So as someone who is in mechanical, I did find the cyber field very interesting and exciting, because you still deal with problem solving and finding failure points. But where it differs from engineering is it's something new more often, because there's always something changing. You have to stay on top of the ball. So with that, with operational technology, it combines the equipment and knowing the mechanical side of things with the IT aspect and the cybersecurity, because then you secure that equipment that I would have worked on as a mechanical engineer.
Fantastic. I mean, I actually like stories such as yourself, Kitumeti, because there are many young people out there who don't know what they want to study. They only know what they like, but they don't know what else they should study. So when they hear how you got in here, they will realize that, oh, okay, so I could pivot, right? And, starting thinking that I'm going to be a mechanical engineer, then I can end up being a cybersecurity engineer, which is great. And you are very fortunate. So the same company that you went in to do an internship in and your first job since you graduated, you're still working for it today?
Yes, I am.
That's very fortunate. And is it a local company? What kind of company is it?
So it has a local branch, which is ours, but it's an international company. It has its main base is in Japan, but it has bases in UK and the US. So it is an international company.
Okay.
So yeah, I have been quite fortunate.
That's great.
There's a lot of, Sorry?
But luck doesn't happen. You are saying, well, I've been very fortunate. Well, you haven't. First of all, you qualified to get into mechanical engineering at UP. Second of all, you completed the damn degree. Third of all, you got an opportunity and you didn't mess it up. Okay?
Yes.
That's huge.
No, I did put the skills to use.
Yes. That's big. That's big. Don't let anyone make you believe otherwise. That's huge. In case you forget it, I want to ask you to cut this part where I'm reminding you that's things that got you there. Just put it somewhere in your moments of power when the chips are down. Go to it. because it's very easy
Definitely.
to forget. It's very easy to forget. But you are one of those species that we want to clone. Now, today, I've asked you to come and talk to us about AI at risk, and you're going to be sharing with us 2 case studies. Let's start with the first one, Kitty.
Okay. So the first one is a data breach.
Uh-huh.
So before I get into the first one of the things I wanted to say is I'll be using the word threat actor throughout this talk to describe the attackers, which sometimes are called hackers. So a threat is usually something that causes damage or danger or makes you feel unsafe. So in the industry, we refer to these hackers as threat actors. So in this attack, the threat actors, they targeted not McDonald's, but ended up hurting them because in this first case study, McDonald's hired a company to create a bot for them for one of their hiring websites. And that bot, that AI chatbot, was hacked.
Wow.
So it was hacked in an attack called the password spray, which is where the threat actor takes a few simple passwords, like, for example, password 123, password 1, password with a 0 in it, just to name a few, and uses those simple passwords that a lot of people tend to use and just, like a spray, just tries them.
Sure.
And they were lucky that this AI chatbot was using 123456 as a password.
Sure.
And they were breached. And data of millions of people that had used the site in order to try and apply for jobs at McDonald's, their data was exposed
Yeah.
through something as simple as an insecure password. So
Wow.
password security is something we do discuss a lot, but I am going to emphasize on it again because there's a saying we have in our team that attackers don't break in, they walk in with the key.
Yeah. Yeah. We
Because
basically we make it easy for them to walk in by creating predictable passwords, right?
Yes. So something else that I wanted to say when it comes to predictable passwords, yes, there are those password 123 passwords and things which are quite predictable, or any password that has the word password is not a good password. Any password with your name is also not usually a good password. But also, I think people need to look at their digital footprint and what they are putting out there. So if I put in a prompt for myself and I say, please tell me and on Copilot, for example, and I say, please tell me the interest of Kitumezi, it will tell you probably mechanical engineering and cybersecurity. So I can't make my password cybersecurity 2025 because that's the first thing they'll guess. The same way you can't make your password AI, anything AI related.
Or I
Because
can't make my
you have a
password
passion.
professor. I can't make my password
you
professor one.
Exactly. So those are the types of passwords. You know what data you have out there. I'm not saying don't share your data,
Yeah.
but you know what interest you put out the most as a person. And you need to just be aware that when you are doing things like setting up passwords, that if it is publicly available, it is also available to attackers.
That's it. You know, it's interesting, this first case study, because McDonald's is such a big company.
Yes, there was
It's a
64 million.
It's a moneyed
Users.
company. It's a moneyed company. It's a big company. It's all over the world. If McDonald's can be hacked, can be dealt dirty like that through their AI chatbot, I mean,
Yes. So the good thing about it is the attack didn't go
happen.
further
Yes.
into McDonald's, so it stayed at the AI chatbot, but it also could have, which, depending on which systems they had accessed, they could have accessed the pay stations and gotten people's credit card numbers or card numbers, debit card as well. So the attack was contained to just the chatbot, thankfully, but it also goes to show that we also need to inform people around us about how to be secure. We can't just keep it to ourselves because they may attack someone close to you trying to get to you. So now they try to attack me because I've been on Fab Academic and trying to get to you, Mama Mkhithi. And yeah, sometimes that's just how it happens. So we need to inform, especially the people who are vulnerable in our lives who don't know technology very well. We need to let them know how to protect themselves. So I would like to advise to the people here that we all have family members. My grandmother is 78, but luckily she doesn't download anything from anywhere, and she's not very active on the internet.
Yeah.
But we need to keep people like that because some people are very active, but they don't know much about the technology. It's just exciting.
True.
So it's good for us to let them know. One of the suggestions when creating a password is to use a phrase, because then you can have a slightly longer password and it can be more random.
Yes.
For example, something like the sky is blue.
Yes.
It makes a slightly longer password, and it's easier to remember a phrase than it is a random word because people struggle to remember the passwords.
Yeah. And if people look at last week's session, they will see that Sulu gave us other strategies as well. But it's in the same vein.
Yes, but we can't talk about security without talking about passwords again. So
Absolutely.
I know I'm repeating some of the things, but it has to be emphasized.
You are definitely not. This is in context and it's very useful. Aus Teresa has got a question, and she says, how do hackers intercept an email, change account details, and the paying entity ends up paying the wrong people? This is based on a true story that happened in one organ that I serve on as a board member.
So usually with that, there will be some social engineering involved, and they would usually use phishing. So what tends to happen is someone will send you an email.
Yeah.
And when you go to that email, it's what you expect. The website, when you click on that link, it's to, if you don't look carefully, it is the website you expect. So there you go, and they find, let's say, it's a YouTube. Okay, no, YouTube is a bad example, but let's use, if you're going to go onto Copilot, but you get a link instead. So they use the logo of what you know.
Yes.
Yes.
And they trick you with that.
They do trick you with that. So it's the same sign-in box that when you, at first glance, it is designed the same way. They use the same colors, they use the same fonts. But usually when you look closer at the address, there'll be a typo, or one of the letters will have a font that's different from the others.
Yeah.
Or it will be a 0 instead of an O. So what usually, because I don't know what the specific one is, but I can assume, because this is how a lot of the attacks happen, they get the person's details from there, because the person thinks that I am entering my information into the site I'm used to entering it into. If it's your banking app, they put it there, they've used the logos that they use, they went into the website and they copied it exactly, but where it says bank, it says bonk instead of bank.
Okay, so it is possible, Aus Teresa, that someone in the board might have been tricked, and then they gave information because they thought it's the right one, and then from there the hackers use that information then to get into
intercept.
Yes. Yeah. And then all of us in the board sit and say, what happened? We have all these security things. Can't one of us was tricked and they are not even aware.
Yes.
So these sessions.
So that's one of the things I can think of, not knowing the exact case.
Details, yeah. But it makes sense. So these kinds of sessions are important, because if you are on a board, something like that happens, you can say, let's check this, let's check that, let's check that. Okay. I see that my friend from Libya, Rabia, is joining us. Rabia used to join us. I haven't seen Rabia in a long time on the channel, but he's here today. Hey, Rabia, thank you so much for joining us. Kitu, let's go to the second case study.
So the second case study is about AI assistants or AI note takers,
Yes.
which are used by many people, mostly during meetings, to take summaries and notes or meetings so that a person can fully focus on the meeting and not have to be distracted by having to take down the information. So they're very useful, but in specific case, there is an AI note taker that is being taken to court. It's actually quite recent. The case started in August. It's being taken to court for not informing users that were in the meeting that they were being recorded, which
This is an
illegal.
interesting one. They took the note taker to court, not the user of the note taker.
No, the application itself, because it affected so many different people.
Oh.
Because the user of the note taker, there's so many different users, and they are all joining meetings using this thing.
Aha. Okay.
So that's why you'll find a lot of them will say transcription, and there's a transcription that has started, there's a recording has started, AI note taker, and you will put the name, it says is recording. Because people need to be aware.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, it's unlike when you transcribe yourself.
Yes.
But when you invite people to a meeting, they need to be aware that I'm being recorded so that they also don't give out. Sometimes there's information that doesn't need to be recorded that's quite sensitive. If it's in an enterprise and there's different companies involved in the conversation. There's data that sometimes a company doesn't want it to be transferred over into the other side. Even if it's fine in conversation, they don't want it on the other company's system. So once it's transcribed, once it's written down or recorded, it is now on their system. It's not just a conversation that's being had anymore.
Aha. This is an important one, Kitty, because many of us are using the note taker AI tools. Even the most illiterate people in AI have it because it just makes life so much easier. So how do people protect themselves? I mean, of course a company would be worried because as long as the members of the company, staff members in the company are using it, then it is possible that it will record even things that are not supposed to be recorded. And of course, after the meeting, it's so efficient. It sends everyone who was in the meeting, it sends you all minutes of the meeting. We don't have to wait for the secretary who takes too long. And the thing is that this thing is so good that the summary is on point. You get a summary, you get the proper transcript. In some of them, you get even the video recording, of the whole thing, so which you would never get before. So often I think if we were to take someone to task about what they said in a meeting, it's very easy. Or if they needed to defend themselves about them having not said that in a meeting, it makes it easier for them. So in a way, it's good to have this kind of an AI tool. But then this problem that then I'm in a meeting, I'm saying I got recorded and I'm going to sue. Tell us more about the case. What's happening in that case? So and how do we protect ourselves? What happens?
Okay, so this case is still ongoing. So there's limited information, but then I can still tell you how to protect yourself.
Yeah.
So with one of the things what you can do from the privacy side is that you can because you are not always aware if the note taker is informing people.
Yeah.
You can get permission from the users just before the meeting actually starts, when all the hellos are being said. Just get consent from everyone that can you record the meeting? You have a note taker, it's going to take transcription, it's going to take notes, just so that you are then covered. Because in this case, like you're saying, it is the company that is being sued.
Yes.
But there will be cases where they say, but you were aware.
Yes.
So then we're not suing the company, we're suing you because you are the one who invited this thing to our meeting without letting us know.
Yes.
So that's the first thing. And then from a security standpoint, there are also a few things you can do to make things safer when you're using an AI assistant. So the first thing is getting one. When you do use one from a reputable source. So with that, there are ones that you know are available. Look at reviews, because some of them you'll see just from the reviews, they were like, no, this thing, it just started doing strange things on my computer. The minute I downloaded it, the minute I opened it and clicked in the meeting,
Yeah.
strange things started happening.
Yeah.
So with some of them, it's easy to just off the bat know that, no, this is unsafe.
Yeah.
And also, similarly to how I was saying with the bank example, when you're going onto the official website, just check. You know, if you know that the name of this thing is Accelerate, check that it has 2 C's. I don't think there is one that's written there, but just check the spelling
Yes.
to see that you are on the correct
Correct.
site.
Yeah. Because actually the cyber attackers will design another one that looks similar to that, so that
Yes.
you get duped into thinking that you are in the right one. Can't you know they are targeting you?
And try to, if it's going to be downloaded, for example, if you're using it on your phone or something like that, try to go to a reputable app store, an application store. So that's App Store, Google Play Store. There's most of these phone companies have their own. Samsung has one,
Yeah.
Huawei has one. So go to the reputable app stores. Don't just search for an application. Like when you search to download YouTube, don't just search YouTube and download it from anywhere that you find,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it can come with malware. Sometimes you do get the YouTube,
Wow.
but it comes with malware.
And it's the real YouTube.
Yes.
And why
So
would
you
it,
down. So
why would it
when
come
you-
with malware though, Kitu?
So malware is software that there's different types of malware. Some of it collects your data unknowingly in the background. So that's all your data. You may think, I don't do much on my laptop. I don't have data on there. But when you are online and you are entering your credentials into something like a banking app, it can take those. Or some malware will take over your computer.
Sure.
And sometimes you're not even aware that it's taking over. Maybe your computer will just be slow. That's how you'll see that something strange is going on. But you won't know that somewhere someone has full access and can therefore use your laptop in malicious things, doing bad things, and then it's as if it points to you because your laptop is being used in these things.
Sure. And usually people think the targets for that to happen are big people, whatever. But this one of using your laptop, whatever malware, it can be it cannot be anyone, because if they want a laptop credential of someone to use for bad stuff, they can take any Tom, Dick, and Harry. So you don't
Yes.
have to have a lot of money or be in a big position. So never the message is never think that you're not a target. Never think that you are foolproof safe. Always take precautions.
Yes, that is it. Always, because bigger targets are more likely
True.
to get attacked. But a lot of times they get to bigger targets through smaller targets.
Okay. Yes. So that's the route to the big gun.
Yes. If I want to get to the CEO, I don't start at the CEO.
Yes.
No, I start at reception and
Yeah.
I drop a USB. What do people do when they find a USB?
Yeah.
Most people just take it.
Put it in their laptop. And it's a company laptop. And then it takes everything.
You're infected. So there's also ransomware. Ransomware is actually one of the biggest problems in cybersecurity right now.
Yeah.
So what ransomware does is it locks everything of yours down, and then you have to pay a ransom to get it unlocked.
And do we have a way in which you as cybersecurity engineers, is there a way in which we can use AI to protect ourselves from this? I mean, of course, with the note taker, I get the point, and we'll go back to that because there's a point I want to make. But is there a way in which I can use AI to protect myself as an ordinary person from these kind of things?
So as an ordinary person, okay, let me start with from cybersecurity point first, as a cybersecurity expert.
Yeah.
So what we do is, okay, we do have a lot of detection things, but now that attackers are getting more advanced using AI, we also have to use advanced AI threat models in order for us to predict the risks at the same level as them. But from a regular user, like you were saying, a regular user is less at risk than a big organization or a public figure. But there is actually, you can keep your devices updated. That's the first thing. But something you can do if you're like, I'm not even sure where to start. I do keep all my devices updated, but I don't know where to start to make sure that I actually even am secure right now. I don't know if my laptop has any sort of security. Is you can do a prompt on, for example, Copilot and say, please give me the security best practices to use on Windows 11.
Aha.
I would say Windows 10, but we should all have updated. So I don't want to say Windows 10. Or for example on iOS. But yeah, I don't want to say Windows 10, even though some of us I know are probably still there.
Yeah.
But we should be
moving
on.
Let's just say for any version of Windows,
Yes, for the version that you're on. The later versions are more secure. They have more inherent security controls built into them.
Okay.
So that is one of the reasons why you update. Because when you update, what you're also getting is more security features. That's one of the reasons why updates are so important.
So it's interesting what you're saying about Copilot. I mean, and I like the name Copilot because it's piloting with you as the user. That people out there should actually use Copilot as a friend to ask, am I secure for what level of security can I have for Windows, this version of Windows that I have, and then Copilot will give you the details.
Yes, I did do it myself just to make sure to see if it was giving from a user things that are from a user perspective.
Okay.
And it does. It's not things that are just applied when you're a cybersecurity expert.
Okay.
There are things that you can apply on your personal laptop, and the steps for them are available on platforms like YouTube. Be careful though when you're going onto platforms. Go to people who are reliable and safe, like for example Fab Academic. But don't just the first thing that you see.
Then you go for it.
Yes, because those can be steps to get someone else on your system. But generally the things that were there, it was nothing that you have to, there was no programming, there's no code, it's things that a user can understand. So just things like switching off some of the permissions to your printers and things like that. So it's not, and it does actually list some of the steps.
Interesting.
And with AI note takers, sorry, before you continue, there's a few things that I still need to. So when you do have the AI note taker and you're using it, usually when you're signing up or when you're downloading it, depending what type it is, it asks you, it has a list of permissions for you to allow. Which permissions you allow is very important.
Hey, but it's overwhelming. I've seen these things of allowing. Ne? I mean, I'm retired and I'm not under pressure, so I can look, what am I allowing? And then I'm like, if I were in my previous job, it gives me this list of things to allow. I'll be clicking accept all. That's what normally the majority of people do that.
I agree, but to make it simpler, I reject more than I allow. If I am in doubt, if the list is too long, you know what it needs is, if you want to do a video recording, it needs use of your camera, but only while using the application. And it needs access to your mic only when using the application again. It may need calendar access for your meeting, but limited calendar access, because it doesn't need access to everything that you put there. and then it may need access to some of your contacts if you want to send them
Meeting request or
the summary afterwards.
Okay.
But also limited, because only the ones that have joined the meeting. You don't want it just sending things to anyone.
Yes.
So then you can look at these 4 main things, and everything else you can just reject, because why does it need them?
True. But it's good that we're having this, then people know that, because accept all is an easy choice that people go for, because they just don't want to make the time to check and select a particular acceptance. So it's important to check.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, it is easy to just accept everything, but
Risky.
it is quite risky, because what happens with some of these AI note takers is I will send you then that summary. It wants you to log in, and you are using a company laptop or a company computer.
Yeah.
And the permissions that it is requesting are to your company's data. You just say allow all. Now this AI note taker, especially if it's one that wasn't approved, that you didn't look at if it's real, if it works properly, if it's a real one, let's say it's a malicious one. Now someone has trusted you in saying, no, but Kitumete sent me this thing, so I'm sure I can use it. You have given full access to someone else's company, to all of their data, and possibly even client lists and things such as that. So then also, when that person does the same thing, uses that same application, it's just the process that keeps on going, and it just spreads to more and more and more users.
True that. So it's very useful. People are making comments, and people are appreciating what you say, are saying it's insightful. Now I know allow limited access, just perfect. This is so enlightening, helpful tips and insights there, Kitumete. Thank you. Rabia is telling us of a situation that she got into. Scary. But the other thing that Teresa is talking to is with regards to AI note taker. Then the chairperson should indicate that AI note taker is being used. Of course, the chair can mention that, but perhaps the chair can also ask, is anyone in the room using any AI tool to take notes? Okay, we as a meeting, we are using this. Does everyone give permission? They can whatever sign as they sign their whatever register, meet attendance register. But also the chair, I think the chair should ask us, Teresa, is anyone using their own tool? Because I may be in a meeting, you can't see it on the computer but I'm busy with the note taker on my phone. And maybe it's a different one to the one that the chair is using. And maybe it's a very insecure one. So I think it's important that the chair asks that as well. And it might be useful to me, but it may be dangerous or risky for the company, right?
Yes, that is correct. And I agree wholeheartedly that I think it should start being standard practice for meeting chairs to start asking such things, because we know that they are in use.
Yes.
I as a cybersecurity professional, we receive so many requests for people trying to use any types of AI note taker. There are so many of them available.
Yeah.
So, like you're saying, not all of them are secure.
Yeah. But in a way, I feel like there's got to be a ranked list or something that indicates the ones that are not approved or something. I don't know, because people don't know. People can't tell the coffee from the beans. And I'm saying this because in academia we publish, there are journals, and there are also predatory journals that pretend to be the real journal. They do exactly what you are saying. They use things, signifiers that are similar to the real journal. They make a lot of money from that. They make people pay for publishing in there. They publish issue after issue. They don't review. You read the article. It's you can see it's not reviewed at all. And there's conference scams. There's scams for everything. They pretend to be the right thing. So now in this case, you have attackers pretending to be the real AI tool, making it look like it's Copilot, even if it's not Copilot. Of course, Microsoft will have to make sure all the time that there's no predator here who's pretending to be themselves. But like we tip one another, I always say, hackers have their own conferences.
That they do.
Yeah, people don't know this. Hackers have big international conferences where they meet and they discuss what's the latest and how to deal with it to make sure that they can still hack, So it's quite a tricky environment.
Yes, that it is. It's all about learning consistently, even with the just regular awareness. There's always new things, and it would be nice to be able to have somewhere where secure ones are. That's why I recommend an established app store, because usually they vet them more. Just because it's on there doesn't mean it's necessarily completely safe, but it is much more likely to be, especially if it's the one you're looking for. If it has the name of what you're looking for, it will be the one you're looking for if it's on the app store. It won't have the same name if it's on, because it will prevent at least things like that. So they of getting breached, but at least you know what you're, versus if you're just going to a random website and getting it from there.
Absolutely. I'm thinking that even in university, students coming to class with their AI note takers. So maybe the professor should ask, anyone using AI? It's not, you can't outlaw it. People will always use.
That is true.
Yeah, just for people to declare. And then we know what we're dealing with, just in case there's something that goes on that's untoward.
Yes, I think that's best. And sometimes people have recommendations of, in my class, this is the one I prefer because I know it's secure.
Yes.
So if you are going to use it, because most people, when you say to them, don't use something,
then it
doesn't deter them. But if you say, here's an example of one that I think you should use, they are much more likely then to actually follow that.
Yes, exactly. That's a great advice. Okay, Kitu, it's 10-6, and I want you to give us we want to get all the wisdom from you before you go, even if we can call you back.
You're welcome.
Anything more you want to share with us? Let's see.
I think I've shared a lot. Let me just think about a few things.
People are sharing this. We meet normally in Discord. Someone says that. I'm sure it's a tool, Discord.
Yes, Discord is like a social media, sort of like a social media. So I think with regards to the cases that we've covered, I've covered a lot. I've covered some your digital footprint.
Yeah.
But yes, in security, it's usually about being vigilant, just having a look. Oh, another thing that you can do when you receive an email that has a link, before clicking on it, you take your mouse and you put it over that link.
Oh.
It will show you what the link looks like.
The real, so what you get as a link is not usually the real one.
Sometimes it is, but if it's an attack, it won't be the real one. So when you just put it over like that, it'll actually show that, no, this thing is not taking me to YouTube Fab Academy. It's taking me to something else. Why is this? There's no YouTube written in here, but the link that's in my email says YouTube.
Yes.
But when I hover over it, it's showing me something else completely. And sometimes the beginning of the site will be something else, but at the end, it should always be that YouTube or whatever it is that you're expecting. The very last letters should be what you're expecting.
Except on the phone, when it comes on the phone, there isn't an opportunity to hover, when it comes to
that's
messages,
what
iMessages.
You can copy URL.
Oh yes. I now these days I just delete. Like I feel like I don't even want you on my phone. Delete. If they
That
really
is
want
the
me, they'll
most-
call me.
That's the safest way.
Yeah.
That's the safest. I also am very,
Yeah.
very cautious. Yeah, I think I always was, even before I came into cyber.
Yeah, it's better if anything looks suspicious, delete. If those people really want you, they will reach
They will
out to
try
you
again.
in another way because they realize that that is not working. You know. But normally it goes away because in fact it's not real. They're just wanting you to click that, and then that's the way to that's the door into the company. That's when they walk into the company and do their thing, or into your system and do whatever they want to do.
Yes, it's also good to verify with whoever it says is sending you. For example, in the example that someone gave about the board, like okay, like I said, I can't be sure of the specific case.
Yeah.
But sometimes what a person can do is, I've received this email. But from a different, you don't send back on the email. You call or you text. You use a different avenue to check. Is this you?
Yes, yeah. Solo told us about that last week. I haven't been using it. Like you contact other people who are connected, who should be getting the same mail. Did you get this? Is this the real thing? Is this whatever? And oftentimes you find out that actually this is fake. Someone, Calvin is giving us another way. He says same URLs. You basically need to scan them using VirusTotal. Copy the link, open the Google browse and open VirusTotal and scan. I don't know VirusTotal, so I have no idea. But I'm gonna try it.
VirusTotal is one of the tools that you can use.
Okay. So VirusTotal, you just search for VirusTotal and then it pops up, and then you
yes,
put
and then
the
you can
URL.
put the URL in there.
Okay, great. We learning.
There are a few of these scanners out there.
Yeah, we're learning. This is brilliant. Kitumete, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and experience with us. It's been very insightful, and I can see with the comments that people are learning quite a lot. There's lots of appreciation, and the people, people don't know the high caliber of people that I have joining these sessions. I've got professors, directors, managers, students, all sorts of people, AI enthusiasts from all walks of life, and it's all appreciation around all of them, and it's all thanks to you, Kitumete. Thank you so much for investing this 1 hour with me. I really appreciate it. Okay, but before you go, I want to remind people, Kitumete, you saw my awards, right? The Make Education Fashionable Awards.
Yes, I did.
And I hope you share your story on LinkedIn, your story of
definitely.
victory. Everyone has got a story of victory. I was trying to put up the award here, but one could do that. Let's see. I'm gonna try to do that and see. No, I'm sharing the same thing here. I'm gonna stop sharing. I wanted to put the words, but anyway, let me stop sharing because I can't. My eyes can't see. My eyes. I'm seeing ghosts half the time in between the mist. But people who are there, if you join the session late, remember there's the Make Education Fashionable Awards. There's 5 awards, with the 6th one being about the most inspiring story on social media on the first week of December. The Make Education Fashionable, the dates of Make Education Fashionable, when we post our stories, is the 5th of September. On the 5th of September, that's when we share our stories of victory on the 6th of December, right? From morning, I'll remind you, I'll keep putting posters from November so that you know it's coming. And then on the 6th of December, we have the Make Education Fashionable Convocation, where we will meet, we'll come in our gowns. It's for graduates only. Whether you come from TVET or college or university, come with your gown, green, blue, red, whatever, black. Come with your gown. It's for graduates only. And I know that the haters are gonna hate me for saying only graduates only, but it's okay. We can roll with the punches mabaphuza isavana asibahluphi, so basiyeke nathi size namagawuni wethu. And come and celebrate. We'll have a procession, and all the awards are only open to, no, the 4 awards are only open to graduates. The only award that's not open to graduates only is the AI award. For the AI award, you're allowed to have no degree. You can still be nominated and win. But any other, all the other awards, you have to have a degree. Whether it's an entrepreneurship award, and we are trying to people who are graduates, your degree endows you with so much that you can go out there and take on the world. I know it's tough, but we navigate the world and the challenging world, and we are lucky to have degrees to do that. So keep checking my social media pages. We'll be sharing throughout until the 5th of December, and then on the 6th I hope to see you all there. I promise you I'll be standing at the door. I'm gonna give everyone a hug. I have no sense of smell, so don't worry if you smell, otherwise I'll still hug you and I'll still hang on for longer. All right, so be there. We'll tell you how you join us, and we're gonna enjoy all of us together on the 6th of December. Kitumetse, I hope to see you there on the 6th of December as well.
You will, and I'll give you a big hug.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Kitumetse. Have a very good week, and everyone joining us, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure. Continue to encourage people to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like the videos, click notifications. It's important that we make education fashionable, even in subscribing to channels that focus on educating people rather than entertaining. All right. Have a good week. Bye-bye.